What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another show. We got some things we got to talk about today, but I want to thank everybody who showed up to my watch along. It was the first time I go live on YouTube. Honestly, thought it'd be like 20, 30 people maybe to show up. And at the most, we had 70 people in there. And when I was done, it had over 500 views. And now it's got 900 views. Guys, thank you so much, man, for all the support, for all the people who stopped in and hung out with us for a while. And right after the game, this is something I'm going to do with all my watch alongs. Right after the game, I stay online and we talk it out. We just hang out, we talk it out. We say what we want to say about the performances and the players and anything else. I don't log off. I know that a lot of guys who do watch alongs log right off right after the game because they need to go and do reaction videos or whatever it is. For me, it was like a therapy session with the people who were there. It was honestly, I had an okay day afterwards. Usually after a loss, I have a horrible day or 2 days, but I had an okay day afterwards. I felt really good. We had some positive vibes. We talked about how the game wasn't actually as bad as we all thought it was. We had a couple of bad performances. The one that stands out like a sore thumb is Garnacho. I mean, during the game, I was saying things already like, oh man, I hope he doesn't make a wrong decision, or let's see what he does this time. And he did the same thing that he kept doing, which is making really bad decisions. Actually, since I'm on that subject right now, I want to cut to something that Ruben said in his press conference.
So of course, he like any player in our team has to choose better, especially in the last third. But he's not in a great moment in that department like the other guys on the team.
Right there, Ruben, I think, is talking about Garnacho's decision making. I think that's really the biggest skill that he lacks. A lot of people were saying some mean things, some very nasty, dirty things about Garnacho on social media. And even on my channel, a couple of people were saying some things like he's got no skill. What does he offer? Blah, blah. Look, I understand where this is coming from. I understand where the pent up anger and energy is coming from because it's deflating when a player has that many good opportunities and good positions, but he just keeps making a bad decision. But the kid is skillful. He's got skill. He's got talent. He's a very brave player, which is something to say for a kid that age. But yeah, his lack of good decision making is a problem. And it's so much so a problem that I actually would be okay to move him on and sell him. But I'm not going to sit here and say he's got no talent or he's got no skills or that he's not a good player. He's got a lot of good qualities, and if he fixes decision making, he might be a really good player one day. And I always said I wouldn't mind keeping him around as a backup to somebody else so that we can see if he develops the maturity and start making better decisions. But who knows if we even have the time to let that happen? Who knows if he'll ever actually come good? And right now his stock might be high. We might be able to get something in the 50 to 65 million euro range for him, which we probably will need. And that's really what we're going to talk about today is after the game or a day after the game, my favorite Muppet went on and made a video and talked about how he is hearing that the United budget for the summer is 80 million euros or 80 million pounds. I'm not sure what he said, euros or pounds. It doesn't matter. It's 80 million. And that's taking into consideration money coming in for Sancho and Rashford. So that's not, I thought, okay, 80 million isn't that bad if we get 20, 25 million from Sancho. If we get another 25 to 35 million from Rashford plus Rashford's wages and Sancho's wages, that number might go up to 140 million. Didn't really turn out that way. He said, no, that's because I asked him too. And he said, no, that's 80 million considering Sancho and Rashford, but not considering Anthony or anybody else. So we would have to sell other people to raise more money. The scary part about that is the rumor is, or what I'm seeing online is that Anthony might just be going on loan again, not an actual sale. That scares me because we're just saving on his wages. We're not actually, there's no money coming in to add to our transfer purse if that happens. So I'm sitting around trying to think of solutions because James the Muppeteers also said that if we don't sell, then Liam Delap is probably the striker we're going to end up with. Man, that worries me. That worries me a lot. This is supposed to be a summer where we build. This is not what Ruben Amorim is hoping for. I know for sure. If you just look at him in the press conferences, little hints he drops. I'll play a couple of clips for you, and then we'll talk about them. Here are a couple more clips from the press conference.
They are already in a place that we need a lot to catch them, and they will improve for sure next season. Again, I just want to focus on our strengths, and then try to use our club to try to bring one or two players, big players. I don't know. For me, we will start next season. We need to be so much better because this is a massive club, and the pressure is that. So I want to put that pressure on me and everybody here.
For me, there, he said that other teams are going to strengthen, not just Manchester City. All the teams are going to strengthen and get better, and we've got a long way to go to catch up. He said that he's looking to rebuild because for him, he said, for me, we will begin next season, we will start next season or something like that, because he knows this season is just him trying to get the chemistry right or kind of just start planting the foundations of his work. But really, next season is when he's going to really work with players that fit his system and his profile, the kind of players that he needs. And he even says like one or two good players. Two good players is the minimum he's going to need, and 80 million is not going to do it. 80 million is not going to do it, and unfortunately, I may disagree with James and the Muppeteers or whatever for a lot of things, especially when it comes to tactical things. But the one thing he has proven is that he has good information when it comes to finances, when it comes to the business end of things, right? He gets good information, and if the information is we only have 80 million, I'm panicking already, and it's not even summer yet. So with that said, though, it might not be that bad. Maybe the plan is to sell Garnacho. Maybe the plan is to sell some of our academy players, not just Kobe Mainu, Garnacho. Maybe we keep one of them, but maybe we are going to move on Toby Collier, because now everybody's talking about how Ruben is looking for a midfielder. And, you know, when, let me put it to you guys this way. I said it during the watch along. If you were there during the watch along, I told you that there were real issues with Casemiro playing alongside Ugarte. There is an example of one of the tactical things me and the Muppeteers don't agree on. He thinks it's a great thing to put them together. And I was pointing out during the match that when we had possession, those two guys didn't offer any kind of outlet. None whatsoever. If you were there during the watch along, I pointed it out. And right after I pointed it out, halftime came. And after halftime, they were not playing together anymore. And then we talked about on the watch along how like Ugarte just does not progress the ball enough. And that's another thing I disagree on with, you know, James, that we do need someone who can progressively pass and help in the build-up in the midfield. This is the Premier League. All the gaps are going to get closed really fast. Everybody has got to have some sort of progressive passing talent these days. He took him out of the game. And then he took out Casemiro too. Because really, we just needed more creative players who can pass forward and legs. And it's just not happening. Now, the one telltale sign was that he didn't put Collier in for those two players. I don't know. Was he on the bench? I thought he was on the bench. Sekou Kone and Collier were both on the bench. And Sekou Kone, it's okay that he didn't put him in. I don't think that he was going to give the kid a debut on a game where we were actually losing and chasing the game. But he didn't put Collier in. And to me, that was another sign that he just either doesn't trust him, doesn't fancy him, and maybe Toby, somebody we're going to look to move on. And Toby could probably garner some interest from outside teams, from other teams, and maybe help us raise some money. Maybe he would be sold for, I don't know, somewhere around 7 to 10 million pounds. He seems like a good player for his age, and looks like he's still in development and needs time to develop. I would either sell him or send him out on loan if we're going to use him like this, and Ruben's not going to give him a lot of minutes. Then send him out on loan so we can sell him the following year. It's the same thing I would do with Harry Amos. Either sell Harry Amos or send him out on loan so that he can show himself and get a sale the following summer, because this is what we're going to have to try to become. We're going to have to try to become a team that can sell our academy graduates or academy players. Maybe that's why we're giving, what's his name, Amir, the new kid that just got the contract. Amir Igramimov. I'm really bad with names, Him. Maybe we gave him a good contract or a new contract, sorry, an adult contract to play with our first team so that next season he can get some minutes. And if he's good enough, he gets to stay. If he's not good enough, we move him on. This has to become our reality. We have to be, I said it in my last video before the watch along, we have to be giving academy players minutes so that they can show themselves. And if they're good enough to play for us, then they can stay. And if they're not good enough to play for us, then they can at least be sold because they've have big boy experience and other teams have seen them play in the big leagues and they'll come after them and offer real money, not just 1 or 2 million euros. That's what I'm hoping happens. Now, for this summer, though, guys, leave it in the comments. Are you guys ready to give up some of our academy talent so that we can spend more than 80 million euros? Or are you guys of the idea that 80 million euros could be, if spent the right way, might be good enough for this summer? We can get a Liam Delap in and somebody else in for 30 million, and there you go. Or maybe we can get a Liam Delap in, somebody else in for 25 million, and then a young academy player or a young player who's ready to make the move. It's only 15 or 20 million euros. That's why the thumbnail of this video says that we should be scouting outside of Europe. That's my opinion. We got Diego Leon for less than 20 million. I think it was like 14, 17 million. I don't know. We got Facundo Palestri a long time ago for like 12 million, whatever it is. Maybe we need to be bringing in somebody, 1 or 2 players from either Asia, South America, or Africa, somewhere where 12 million goes a long way. You can buy a really talented young player for 12 million euros. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. That was my whole point, though. My whole mindset after I heard him say 80 million might be our whole budget. And I'm going like, how do you squeeze 4 players out with 80 million euros? Because we need a minimum 4. And I'm not talking about goalkeeper, because we do need a goalkeeper, but forget goalkeeper. We need a 10, a striker, a midfielder, and probably a center back. Even if we're just going to leave the right wing back position alone, let Delo and Ahmad share it over there, and then whenever we need to, Mazraoui can play there too. Fine. I don't like it. I want a right wing back who's an actual right wing back. I don't like Ahmad playing on the right wing back position. I know he's not that bad. I know he's pretty good. But that's because Ahmad is just talented. But that doesn't mean that's where he should be developed. And he's so good on the ball that he should probably be developed as an inside 10. He would probably be one hell of an inside 10 in about 2 or 3 years when he's, in his prime. I don't know if right wing back he just doesn't seem like that's where I would want to play him. That's me. Leave it in the comments if you don't agree with me, but I think he's just so talented that I'd want him closer to goal more often. It's kind of the same way with Bruno. I don't like when Bruno Fernandes has to step back and play next to Ugarte. I just think he is, out of our squad, one of the most talented players with the ball, in seeing chances, creating chances, and seeing things. Ahmad's a little different. Ahmad can do things with the ball at his feet that Bruno can't do, but Bruno sees things that not many other players see. He tries things that not many other players try, and I want that up closer by the opponent's box. I don't want that sitting next to Ugarte. And then, like we said about Garnacho, the problem with Garnacho is he's young and his decision-making isn't that great. Most of the time, these young players aren't going to make the best decisions. And if we're only going to spend 80 million euros and bring in a Liam Delap and a bunch of young players, they're probably going to make bad decisions also, because none of them are in their prime. We need to be bringing in some players who have experience and are ready to step up and play for a team like Manchester United, so that young players are sitting on the bench learning from that guy. This is really, really worrying. And to top it all off, the worst news is that Nintendo announced that they're going to delay pre-orders in America because of the tariffs. Wait, wrong subject. But it's pissing me off too. That's making me just as mad. I'm getting antsy and panicked. All the news I got today was not good, man. So I needed to turn on the camera and just talk to you guys, because you guys made me feel good at the watch along after the game. I'm hoping somebody in the comments is going to make me feel good about my life now, because it's all falling apart, dude. It's all falling apart. Liam Delap, really? Really? He's all right, don't get me wrong, but he's not. All the other teams are going to strengthen. Is this where we're strengthening? We're going to Liam Delap levels? Is that where we're going? Like, I'm going to root for him. Don't get me wrong. He's probably going to do better than most of our strikers do this season. We're probably going to make a step forward next season, but is it going to be enough of a step forward? Enough of a step forward for us not to get angry and and react and say negative things about our club or our manager or our owners. And that's the first thing I thought of when Nintendo said what they said was, did Ineos partner up with Nintendo? What just happened? Is the Glazers buy some stake? Man, help me out, guys. Help me in the comments before I drive myself crazy. Talk to me in the comments. Other than that, I do have something fun planned for the game this Sunday, which I've never done before. I'm not doing it live, but I am going to record it while it's happening, some of it. So in the next video, you'll get to see some things about how us in Los Angeles watch games, when we're getting together to watch games. And that should be fun, even though it's 8:30 in the morning. So I don't know how much fun, how crazy it's going to get at 8:30 in the morning. But it'll be a cool video, I think, for you guys to see what we do here in LA. And other than that, I really hope we start hearing names of some South American players, some African players, some Asian players, something like that. I know we were hearing like some names from players in Argentina, but I want to hear more. Either that, or I want to see some sales, and I want that budget to go up to 180 million, not just 80 million. I was hoping for 200 to 250. 80 million. And then we hear that, Laurie Whitwell says that we're looking for a midfielder to play alongside Ugarte, which I definitely think we need. I don't even think we need one to play alongside Ugarte. I think we need one to play for Ugarte, and Ugarte can be on the bench coming in. But I don't think Casemiro is going anywhere, so I don't think we're going to raise money with him being sold. I don't know, but I'm getting close to panicking. So you guys in the comments, help me out and get me back to normal, because 80 million, man. Hey, I hope the Muppet's wrong. I hope the Muppet's wrong, because if Muppet's right, and by the way, if he's wrong, I'm gonna call him out on it. Like we all should be calling him out on it. What kind of video is that to make? Oh, I think we're only gonna have 80 million, so we're gonna have to settle for Liam Delap and who did he name? I have a feeling if it's 80 million, it's Liam Delap, it's Trincao, and it's some young kid we don't know. Some young kid that's not going to cost more than 18. Trincao for 25, some young kid for like 18, Liam Delap for like 40. That's what I see for 80 million. Good news, though, we heard about that French youngster at PSG. I saw something in the news about the French youngster from PSG that we might be looking into taking. I think that's a different budget, by the way, when it comes to like academy kids. Or maybe not. He's only 17. I think that's a different, like they must have an allocation of funds just to bring in young talent that is for the future. That's different than the bigger allocation of funds for the main team, for the first team. Because I don't think you're bringing a 17-year-old for PSG that's never played a minute of pro football and make him a signing, and you give it to Ruben and go, here's your new 10. He's never played ever anywhere, not even in the French league. Here you go. Good luck. I don't know, man. I feel bad for Ruben. Guys, it's a short video. I will be making more videos after the Sunday game. I am going to try to make videos more regular because you guys have been supporting me so much, man, that I'm trying to get this set up right here in this room so that I could just come in, flip a switch, lights turn on, cameras turn on, and I'm going to probably do less editing like you've seen in this video. There's not going to be much editing. Before I would make a lot more flashy edits and stuff like that. I'm probably going to do less of that, guys, because that way I can make more videos and do it more often. And instead of doing 40, 50-minute videos like I used to do in the past, I'm going to make about 20 to 30-minute videos, but that way I'm doing 3 a week instead of just once a week. How does that sound? Leave it in the comments. You don't like that idea. You'd rather have me do a 40 or 50-minute video once a week. Leave that in the comments too, because I'm just trying to figure out what people who watch my channel want from me, because I was overwhelmed by the support I got during the watch along. I honestly only thought 15 to 25 people would show up. So to end the watch along and see that 430 people tuned in for a first ever time going live on YouTube, that was very humbling for me. That was crazy for me. And I was getting gun shy to make this video. I was like, man, what if I don't do well from now on? What if that was my peak? But then the Nintendo news came out. I got pissed off. I was already pissed off about about the 80 million. So I was like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna bottle up all that energy and show it to you guys, and then hopefully, just like you did after the watch along, has helped me get back to normal, get back to level headed. I already feel like I am though, just making this video. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you soon right after the game. I will do something on Sunday after the game and post it so that it's there for you guys on Monday, Tuesday at the latest, in case the video I shot on Sunday at the event that I'm going to is, I don't know, too much corrupted, or I have to edit or whatever. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'll see you guys soon, Monday or Tuesday. Thank you so much.